When you finally get in a blessed position that offers you more money, authority, and privileges, the goal is to keep it. But what happens when your new position forces you to decide between protecting your new benefits or using your position to benefit others? I remember a conversation with a friend who warned me about sitting at the table where decisions are made. At the table, yes, you can speak up for those not represented. You can advocate for those who are forgotten because you'll be in a position to make change. But when you fill the plush seats and sit among notoriety, he said it can become harder to speak up on important matters because it's harder to imagine losing the money, authority, and privileges that come with the position. There was a woman named Esther. As one of the beautiful virgin women in town, she was chosen to stand before the king, and then she was selected. She must have had the it factor because the king loved Esther more than all the other women. Of all the virgins, she won his favor and devotion, so that he set the royal crown on her head and made her queen. Talk about a privileged position. While all is good inside the palace for Esther, her uncle Mordecai, who adopted her as his own daughter as a child, finds himself in a tense standoff with a man named Haman, who he refuses to bow down to. Instead of retaliating against Mordecai individually, Haman in his anger goes to the king and with deception and financial offerings gets permission to destroy all Mordecai's people. Now, every Jew in the city is marked for death, which obviously devastates the people, including her uncle. When Esther hears that Mordecai is wailing with a loud, bitter cry outside the king's gate, she sends a messenger to learn of the matter. They return with a report and a charge from her uncle. Go to the king to make supplication to him and to entreat him for her people. Now, at this point, the king doesn't know that Esther is a Jew. And more importantly, she tells her uncle of the law that states anyone who comes to the king without being called will be put to death. But these are drastic times, and drastic times call for drastic measures. So Mordecai says, do not think that in the king's palace you will escape any more than all the other Jews. For if you keep silent at this time, relief and deliverance will come for the Jews from another place, but you and your father's family will perish. Who knows? Perhaps you have come to royal dignity for just such a time as this. Mordecai is asking his niece to consider why she has been lifted to royal dignity. Was it just for the king's pleasure that you were promoted? Was it just for the kingdom's interest that you have been brought close? Or was it just for you, Esther, that you have been made a royal? Maybe God put you here to make a difference for others. Have you ever thought about why things worked out for you? Or why you, of all people, were favored for a certain blessing? Could it be that your giftedness and presence is a provision from God for someone you cross paths with? I believe so. While there's more to this story, I celebrate Esther for jeopardizing her money, authority, privileges, and life to speak up for people who weren't in the position to do it for themselves. What would you do? Peace.